going on, y'all? Yes, we are back and welcome to the chaos. We're diving into a bunch of things: self-identity, mental health, wellness, and the ghetto mess of adulting. As we already know, being an adult is ghetto. You know, I know, we all know. No matter where you're coming from, you're gonna feel this, y'all. Hi, I'm Emperor, and yes, it's my real name.
And I'm Tevin. Big love to our returning listeners and a wild welcome to the newbies. Let's tap in, stay a while, and let's get into it.
Because we always gonna get into it. But not like a fight though, but like get into it. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a few months.
Yeah, and if you're noticing, we are on video. If you watch video, most of y'all don't. But if you're watching for video or looking for the video, you're not gonna find it because we are audio only. And
some of them don't deserve our faces anyway, so now I'm joking. No, it's easier for us to do audio and we can shoot more episodes. A lot of people were asking us to shoot more frequently, and it was very hard for us to do videos every 2 weeks. And, you know, editing and stuff, we did ourselves because we didn't really trust anybody.
Well, there was the one episode we allowed someone to edit it.
And what happened?
We didn't like it.
Yeah, we did. We even post one of the episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, y'all. It was a good topic, but, you know, it is what it is. We might revisit it later in the season.
Maybe you'll see it sometime later.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And be with my face the whole entire time. So what's been going on with you since we haven't been, you know, filming or recording?
What hasn't been going on? Life has been busy. I'm tired all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I started waking up earlier.
Oh, check you out.
Yeah. I'm a 7 a.m. boy now.
7 a.m.?
Yeah. No.
Like a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a.m. Yeah.
Okay. Let's check you out.
Yeah.
What about this change?
At the end of last year, I was just thinking about like what I want to change for the new year.
Copy.
And it really came down to I want to get up earlier. I want to be more prepared in the day. I felt like me waking up later in the day or really pushing it to like the exact time I need to wake up in order to start working, that triggered my anxiety, and I was just in an anxious state all day, and I was like struggling to meditate and read my Bible verse or whatever else I want to do to really just get my day off on the right foot. So I said, I'm going to try waking up earlier. I like inched my way every like 15 minutes every 2 weeks or so. I started like at 7:45, then I went to 7:30, then I went to 7:15, so I'm at 7 now. I think that's where I'm stopping.
You know what? There's a lot of good points there. Yeah. One was you one of the few people I know who made a resolution and actually stuck to it. Like, I know people talk about, I'm going to start doing this.
I don't really think of it as a resolution.
I mean, no, but it's more like a, you know, something you want to do to improve your life or a life change. People get so stuck on January 1st being that day and they want to go from 0 to 100. You sat there and said, I had a goal, and you took the appropriate steps to make that happen. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of people like, I need to have, I call it an assassin or gladiator body, and they want it tomorrow. I'm like, that's not how it works. Nothing given instantaneously is worth having to me. You have to put in the steps, and you took the appropriate steps to make that happen. So I'm very proud of you because I know you're someone who, you know, when the PM happens and when you started doing things. So 7 a.m.
I've been going to bed by like 11. So
okay, that's good for you.
I'm sleeping before the next day rolls in.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Have you felt more energized or?
Yeah, and I started putting adaptogens in my coffee. So it's like kind of like I put the lion's mane powder in there. I didn't notice it until probably like mid-January when I was typing away. I'm like, oh, this stuff actually works. It's like crack. But
I wasn't your edition of crack,
yeah.
But healthy crack.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Healthy crack? It is now. Healthy crack. HC. I'm going to coin it. Healthy crack. That's right.
Maybe you should trademark that now. Try getting that approved in this administration, but whatever.
Oh, man.
So what's been new with you?
What hasn't been new? I feel like I sound like you. I have also been waking up earlier just to go to the gym. It's been really good for me. Also, you know, I don't like going during prime time where everyone's fighting for a piece of machinery or a bench. Everyone is sitting there on their phones. They don't want to share with you. And as you know, most people will come to know, I have patience for certain things. The gym is something I have absolutely no patience for. Also, I want to get more things done and be more productive. I noticed that after I will work out and I will come home that I couldn't really focus on, like, you know, my passion projects. Music sometimes was a struggle because I was always so tired. So I decided to try to work out in the morning. I tried back in the day. It didn't work out. And I said, you know what? You know my mantra, you could do anything. So I said, we're going to figure this out. So it was, you know, me going to like a class first because there's a certain time you have to be there. So it forced me to get up. And then I just started just like getting up earlier. So like my alarm goes off at like 5:15. I know, AM. I know it's interesting. It's different for me. The sun is not even up. But, that's when like, my dog will come and wake me up to eat anyway. So I was like, well, just kind of stay up and go with it. And I've been pretty consistent for almost a month with just going to the gym before I start work. And my biggest thing was like I have to fuel my body afterwards. And it's been really, really good. I feel like I've been more productive. I've been journaling too. So I write every single day, which has been therapeutic for me. What's I've been doing? I started drinking coffee. I know, listen, I'm still a tea guy. I don't want to hear it. I don't hear anybody's mess, but I started drinking coffee. I don't think it gives me energy. I just love that it tastes bitter, kind of. And I don't like sweet stuffs like that. I don't know. It's like an interesting taste. And
are you a bitter person?
I'm not a bitter person. I have been surrounded by bitter people.
So coffee is a little nostalgic
I'd rather
to you?
Drink it. You said what?
Coffee is a little nostalgic to you?
Very much so. Shout out to, I won't say to bitterness because I'm not shouting that out. But yes, it's been part of my regimen. It's been helping, and I appreciate it.
What kind of coffee you drinking?
I'm not giving them a shout out because we don't got an endorsement yet.
Okay.
When we get endorsed, I'll be more than happy to shout out. It's really, really good coffee. If y'all know me, I would tell y'all, but I'm not giving no names of anything that I'm doing unless we are getting paid to do so.
It's not gas station coffee, is it?
No, I don't know what that even is. I don't have a drive, so a gas station.
Yeah, it's Starbucks.
I heard that coffee is nasty, y'all. I'm sorry. I heard it's nasty. People who be shouting it out, y'all don't have any taste.
What about dirty water?
That's Starbucks, right?
That's Dunkin' Donuts.
Listen, again, it's something that I buy inside of a well-known food mart, and it's of high quality because I do everything high quality, whether it's food. Folgers.
Yeah.
I keep telling them I can say what it is. It's not that's high quality.
Maxwell House.
That's how I don't know about coffee.
Listen, I can't judge on what other people's high quality.
But you're mentioning all I know was recommended to me, and it's like $30 a bag. So I don't know if any of those things are that, but I'm not drinking any of that stuff.
Okay, I don't think any of those fall into that. I wouldn't know. I don't look for them.
I mean, you a coffee guy, so I'm thinking like.
I mean, they don't sell Folgers in Maxwell House where I shop.
Okay.
So I wouldn't know.
Where you shop at?
The store.
Oh, man. But yeah, that's been some updates for us, guys. We've just been working on ourselves, putting in the work. Sometimes there has been some falls. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I couldn't wake up, but I was like, okay, if you can't do it today, you're going to do it tomorrow, and just holding yourself accountable. Like, you have to really enjoy the journey in anything that you do.
I've been hyper scheduling everything so that I can stick to it. So when I wake up in the morning, I can pull up my calendar now and just read an example of a Monday for me. And I figured out how to subscribe to my work calendar. So all that is incorporated into it. So I have sleep from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. At 7:05, I give myself 5 minutes. I do my Bible verse. Then in between that time, I have time for me to get ready in the morning. Then at 7:40, I have meditation. Between 8 and 9, I have time to walk my dog and make breakfast. Then at 9, I have daily productivity planning. Then through that time, I have all my work meetings. Then I have cycle or hit afterwards, and more time to walk my dog, and then back to sleep. And I have other things in there like recovery. So if I need to do the Normatec or something like that, I have that. But outside of that, yeah, that's been how I've been staying on top of things.
Okay, well, some people need an hour by hour detailed schedule.
Yeah.
I feel like that would personally drive me crazy.
I feel like it would too.
It will drive me crazy. I do think that I have been following a schedule that I've created in my head that's working, but as I become more busy, I need something a little bit more tangible. But the hour by hour thing, I just can't.
You can't be tamed.
I don't want to be.
Yeah, no.
That is just not in my personality. But I do feel for those who crave structure, like having an actual set schedule to get things done works, especially when you are extremely busy. Like, even those who don't like it, if you have a very, very busy life and you hire someone to help support, they're going to support you based off of a calendar schedule anyway. Mm-hmm. So you kind of I don't know. You got to kind of get into it.
I'm very type A, though. I kind of lost that for a few years. So I was like a chaotic type A, but I think I'm getting back to
it's part of
the type A that I love.
I mean, we all have our ups and downs. Like, it just can't be, this is the only way, this is the way. I'm type A, so I'll do it this way. Sometimes you explore something else. I mean, that's just how it is. Like, sometimes you have to go down a different path just to either appreciate what you was already doing already, or to sit there and say, maybe this wasn't for me. So,
well, you did say welcome to the chaos.
Well, yes, because, life is chaotic. Mm-hmm. Being an adult is very chaotic. And sometimes you just have to be able to work through it every single day. I'm actually watching an anime, and it's focusing on chaos. It's real.
What anime is it?
It is The Four Knights, but it's like a Seven Deadly Sins like kind of spinoff. Watch Seven Deadly Sins, y'all. It's really cool. It's really great. It says it's TV 14, but it's more like MA.
Sounds fine. Maybe I'll have to watch that cartoon one day.
It's anime.
Okay, so are you ready to start talking about what we're going to talk about today?
Sure, especially if you stop insulting me. But yeah, talk about cartoon. It's anime.
What's wrong with cartoon?
It's an anime.
Like?
Not like rolling down the river.
Oh, okay.
I know you was going.
I was looking for some cake.
I know you was.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
So today we're going to talk about worrying about yourself. Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't have an official episode topic name yet, but as of right now, that's basically what we're talking about, worrying about yourself.
Yes, because we notice on a regular basis and through life that people spend so much energy worrying about other people and being in their business, and then wonder why they are stagnant or are moving backwards in life.
So what does it mean in your own personal definition? Because Merriam, Webster, Oxford, none of them would be able to define this, but what does it mean to you to worry about yourself?
Exactly what you just said. You said, Merriam, none of them can do it, so I had to do this for myself.
Okay.
So I was worrying about Emperor and figuring out how can I sit there and come up with my own definition versus worrying about other people. No, but all jokes aside, for me, worrying about yourself or just focusing on yourself is just that. It's very literal for me. It's literally okay, what do I want to do? How do I want to be perceived in my own light? Really understanding your faults, because a lot of times people like to look other places when their life is not where they want it to be. Mm-hmm. So they'll sit there and focus on someone who probably posting or a celebrity. When they have a downfall, the first thing they want to do is start talking about it. Oh, this person doing this. You need to worry about yourself and understand why you're still living in destitution. Mm-hmm. That's part of my definition.
It's a very long and strong definition.
I was trying not to be long-winded, but I feel like, something that I'm working on.
Well, we're always working on something, but I'm going to let you handle that because I have to worry about myself.
I know that's
right. For me, worrying about myself means trying to improve on what I have going on, whether it's figuring out how to manage my schedule better and figuring out all the other nuances and craziness in my life, and not just sitting here saying, what's Beyonce doing? What's Drake doing? What's the new with this celebrity beef? Or is this person still dating this person or whatever? It's why am I worried about that? Because it's not affecting my life. And I find that so many people worry about that. And that's their topic of conversation when they first see someone. Oh, good morning. Did you hear about so-and-so? Well, is it really a good morning? Because the first thing you want to do is talk to me about why Susie and Lamar are no longer together and what you think happened in their relationship, and you're coming up with a whole conspiracy about what happened. And that's fine to do, but that shouldn't be your biggest topic or the first thing you want to see or talk about in the morning. We all need to decompress, and sometimes being curious about other things is good to keep your mind off of what you are stressing about in your own life. But just sitting here and just making that the whole basis of your conversation is not healthy and not productive at all.
It isn't. I have worked with or have spoken to people where the first thing is have you heard what's going on with this person? And at first I'm okay, maybe it was something that was important to them, but that was always our interaction. And it's really it's draining. Honestly, it's very, very draining to speak to someone where all they want to do is talk about what someone else is doing. Mm-hmm. But then you start to look at them and go, oh, because you really don't have anything going on for yourself, which you can always change, right? You can always change your trajectory of where you're heading. But I don't want to be around those type of people who their first thing is, worrying about what someone else is doing, whether it's as a celebrity, a neighbor, someone they can't stand. And it's normally someone who they don't like. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's very interesting that you're spending all this time trying to or waiting for the downfall of someone that you don't like.
Do you really dislike them, or are you really their biggest fan?
Probably infatuated with them. I guarantee most people on this call, the first thing they do when they wake up, probably before brushing their teeth, is they go on their phone to see what was posted. Even at the gym, which is a place that I go for, to decompress, I'm like, hey, you done with this bench? Because all you're doing is sitting down on Instagram and social media, just sitting there scrolling, being nosy.
And you
wonder why you look the way you look right now, because you're sitting there on the bench and you're not bench pressing.
I'm a little guilty of looking into my phone while walking, but most of the time I'm answering an email or something.
But that's not you being nosy. That's not you worrying about just that is you worrying about yourself, because that is your well-being. I'm talking about those who are scrolling, looking at Susie and Lamar and Jacob have a 3-way relationship and being upset about it and trying to figure out what's going on. That's my issue. That's what I'm talking about.
What's the direction of this conversation?
You said Susie and Lamar earlier.
We're talking about thruples and everything else.
Well, Jacob was part of it.
Oh, I need to know more. I don't need to worry about myself.
That's
I don't
right.
need to know more about that.
I tried to set you up. You see, I'm glad. Yeah, check you out.
I think there's a epidemic of people not worrying about themselves, and a lot of it has to do with social media. For some reason, people just want to always be on there and see like what's going on in everyone else's life because they have nothing going on in their life, or they want to get on there and argue with someone about their favorite celebrity and being obsessed about Beyonce said this, she said that, she didn't say this, she's doing this, she's doing that, or the ones who are like, oh, she has this perfume coming out in fall of 2027. Like, how do you even know that? Like, where do you see that information? And they end up being right. So, like, where do you see the information?
That is so scary to me. I'm like, but for that, then use that energy to become a detective or a PI. Like, you're using your skill set for the wrong thing. Yeah. Like, what do you get out of that? I'm the first person to have a photo of somebody. Do you have the photo?
Paparazzi or something? You get paid for it?
And get paid for it. All these people are like, oh, the person was born this and this and this day. That's amazing. Do you know what day your mother was born? Do you know where your mom was born at? Do you give your mom a birthday shout out on social media? You only talk about her Mother's Day. And sometimes y'all post female celebrities on talk about that's mother. She ain't your mother. I promise you, if you passed away, she ain't going to your funeral. She ain't putting a post about it. She don't know who you are. You probably scare her because you're probably a stalker.
Oh, okay.
People who worry about other people, they are stalking people. It's a real situation.
Especially when you're hyper-focused on one person. But there's some people who worry about everyone and everyone but themselves. But when you like so obsessed over this one person, it is a little stalkerish.
It's freaky. Yeah. I remember, I told you I saw a post where they're talking about that a particular fan base or artist of a particular fan base, you can't say nothing because it erupts in something crazy. And I knew who they was talking about before I even looked into it, but I decided to be a little nosy and I want to make sure I was right. And someone made a comment, said that, someone in the club says something that my friend didn't like about a particular artist, saying like, I don't think they're the best rapper. And they got into the person swung on them and started fighting. He's like, I'm so embarrassed. We got kicked out the club. I was like, the embarrassing thing that's actually your friend, because if that ever happened, the friendship is completely over. That's crazy.
I feel like I probably know where they live too.
We know where they live at.
Mm-hmm.
We know exactly where they live at. They don't live in my neighborhood, and not for a fact.
Yeah, they're not in the Northeast.
Like that's like the obsession of other people's lives is crazy. How they're spending, how they're living. Like, okay, there's some people who are living lavish. That's what's up. Good for you. However you got it, it is what it is. But I'm not sitting there every single day pondering what's their next move, how they're sleeping, what is going on. And if you want that life, which is okay, then work towards getting it. Now, if you're studying the person and try to figure out what they're doing, that's okay. Just do what you got to do.
Worrying about yourself also applies to like the workplace. You may want that big promotion, but Jill may have gotten it. And you're wondering, why'd Jill get that promotion? She didn't do this. She didn't do that. I did this, and this. From the outside looking in, it may look like Jill doesn't deserve that promotion, but Jill may have been brought there to get that promotion eventually, or Jill may be doing things after hours and talking to the boss on the side or whatever, just showing what she really wants to do in her career, and Jill probably advocates for herself.
That's true. Or maybe Jill doesn't deserve it.
Oh, that's true.
There's a flip side to it. And I get what you're saying. But, I have worked at places where I know for a fact I deserve something. And their excuse was always, why worry about this? Worry about yourself. And it was a deflection for me not to ask questions about something that was an injustice. But some people get mad that, like you said, Jill got the promotion. Well, because you really didn't deserve it. Did you really put in the work? Just because you worked extra hours doesn't mean you should get promoted.
Or did you make it knowing that you want to get promoted?
My thing is people like to complain about not getting something. And if it's that serious, maybe that's not the company you should be working for if it's really that serious.
And if you have been there for 5 years and no one has looked at you for a promotion, or first off, you should be in the same position for 5 years. But if no one has given you that promotion within that certain amount of time, it's time to look for a new place that's going to appreciate and see your value. And you're going to end up getting more money leaving anyway.
I'm pretty sure Jill probably likes you. Jill ain't
and I like Jill too.
I mean, Jill's cool,
Yeah.
I heard you sing, but my thing is, it's more so why did Jill get the promotion? Your question should be, why was I overlooked? Like, It has nothing to do with Jill. Shout out to her. My biggest thing is like, think inward. Did I really deserve it? If you and be honest with yourself, have that honest conversation. Check off those boxes. Okay, great. I didn't get it. All right, next question. Go talk to your manager. Hey, good for Jill. I'm glad, whatever. I feel that I also should.
Yeah.
Not I deserve it over her. You know what she's doing. I also should. What's next for me? Now, if they can't provide that for you, then clearly you're in the wrong spot.
I think people focus so much on why did that person get it? And then they go around saying, oh, Jill got the promotion, but she didn't deserve it. It should have been me. Instead of you, like how you said, focusing on yourself and saying, okay, good for her. Kudos to her. I like her. I'm glad. I'm happy for sis. But,
even if you didn't like her, good for her.
But why am I being overlooked? Like, you're still focusing on yourself in that aspect where it's like, where's my promotion? Like, everyone else is getting this promotion, they're getting that, they're getting this raise, they're getting that, they're getting these accolades, they're getting this recognition, but I'm not getting it. So how can I get this? Like, do I need to advocate for myself? Who do I need to talk to? Maybe it's time to find a new job, like we said, but really looking inward from yourself and not focusing on all the outside politics.
You make a good point. By you sitting there being hyper-focused on Jill, you're not focusing on yourself.
Yeah.
That's the wrong objective. I get it. You probably feel hurt. You probably feel a way that you did not get whatever that looks like. I understand. I've been in those circumstances. But my biggest thing was always that you guys are overlooking me. Mm-hmm. That person, I don't know good for you. I'm happy. If someone gets promoted, kudos. I don't know what you're going through at home. I don't know what's happening. You probably need the money more than me. God works in mysterious ways. That's great. But also, you're not going to play in my face. So I'm going to go through saying, hey, why didn't I get something too, knowing that I am deserving of it? Yeah. Not asking, why did Jill get it? I don't want to be around someone who always sits there and blames somebody else for something that they didn't receive. Yeah. She didn't do nothing to you.
Jill could have been praying for that for years. And Jill, that was her blessing.
And Jill probably praying for you too.
Mm-hmm. Jill might be praying for your promotion.
You know what?
And you out here talking dirt
Jill.
about her, throwing dirt on her name.
Throwing dirt on her name. Yeah. And she's sitting there praying for you to the Almighty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's why you didn't get the promotion.
Exactly.
Tired of you. Disgusting stuff. But no, all jokes aside, like, I get it. Like, every time something doesn't happen with someone in life, I notice they start to look at somebody else or say this person took an opportunity from me. Mm-hmm. You get hyper-focused on that person. Then when they do get an opportunity, you start waiting for them to make that mistake.
I think something else that people really just focus on what their family and friends are going through, which is good. You should care about who your loved ones are. But some of you get very fixated like on, oh, their man's doing this to them, their man's doing that to them. But that's their man. They're still going to be with them. If the friend comes to you and asks for advice, you give it to them as long as they're going to listen and really think about it. But you can't be going to sleep thinking about, oh, what's another name we can make up?
I can't believe Tatiana.
Yeah, I can't believe Tatiana's man did this, or he's doing that, or he cheated on her and she's staying with him. Well, that's her decision. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, like, you should want what's best for your family or friends, but you sitting around here making all of your thoughts about that situation is not healthy for you because you're worried about what her man's doing. And either you don't have a man or you're neglecting your man because you're thinking about her man.
It is true. Why are you so invested in that person's life?
Yeah.
An exception is if you feel like there's some type of physical abuse or like really bad mental abuse or, verbal abuse.
If they're in harm's way, that's something different.
Yeah. And then you offer them the services. But at the same time, if they decide to stay, that's still their decision. Yeah. Which is messed up. You could offer them the tools, or you could sit there and say, this is very toxic for me. I'm going to help from far away, but I can't divulge in this.
It's like when you're ready to get out of that situation,
I'm going to be here for you.
I'll be here for you.
Absolutely.
But if you're going to be in that situation, I have to look from afar in order to preserve my mental health. Because me just sitting around here thinking about you all day, worried about you all day, in a situation that you're willingly staying in. If you're not willingly staying in, then give me a call. We can figure something out. But if you're willingly staying in that, I can't make that my whole life.
People are worried about the wrong people.
Yeah.
I've experienced people who have been worried about why this friend treats me this way, why they're doing this. I've done everything for them. I'm such a great person. I goes, right, I get it. But then you have people who are actually in your corner who want to be that person for you, and you put them to the side. And I've experienced that where, I know someone who was celebrating something and their day ones didn't pop up. My really, really good friend, I like her a lot, named Karma, just always likes to come around and just get people. And she'll keep knocking on your door, hitting you in the gut, and then walking away.
And that's Karma's job, to worry about other people.
Yeah, she nosy.
Yeah.
She get paid to be nosy.
Now, if you want to worry about other people, maybe you should become a detective. Mm-hmm. You can become a teacher.
We have a list. We have a therapist. Right? We have a list.
Olivia Benson.
Mm-hmm. Great. She's been doing it for 25 years?
Yeah.
Look at her. She get paid $13 million,
to worry about other people.
To worry about other people.
I mean, or if that seems a little far-fetched for you, you can be a limo driver, a nail tech, a barber, first lady in the church,
a hair salon.
Yeah.
Work at the hair salon. Look, those are jobs where you get paid to be nosy.
Yeah. And people just spill all their business to you, so you really don't have to.
A personal assistant. Well, it depends because you have to sign an NDA. Well, anyway, yeah, those are the jobs you need.
I mean, yeah, you sign an NDA, but no, you didn't say you're telling the business.
That's true. You get paid to worry about people. Yeah. Get one of those jobs. You're getting paid to be that person. But those who sit there and just doing nothing and throwing their lives away and just... I don't know. I don't like those type of people. It annoys me. Like, I think that's like my biggest thing on social media. And I try not to go into the comments, but I'm addicted to the comments more than the actual content. And it's just a floodgate. And I'm scrolling. I'm like, Emperor, you have to get off of this. It's crazy.
So how do you tell those people to stop being nosy and to focus on themselves?
I would say go to therapy, but I've been saying that for a while and really have a conversation. But the issue with that is most people aren't forthcoming and do not want to sit there and be honest and vulnerable with someone who they don't know, let alone someone that they do know. You're going to have a very tough conversation with yourself. Like, is the way I am moving conducive to my growth and my health? Honestly, because a lot of those people who worry about other people, they're miserable.
Yeah, like worrying about other people all the time tends to be tied to unhappiness, unfulfillment, avoidance, or other personal problems.
One word that stood out to me the most was unhappy.
Yeah.
I knew someone, his name was Geraldo. I watched him talk about a celebrity every single day at work. I'm like, bro, like, why do you care? It was every day. She's not talented. This, that, boop, that. Compare her to another female. And I'm like, bro, first of all, you're a whole guy. Like, why do you care? Like, why do you even care, right? Then I found out he was following the person who was talentless, liking her posts while talking about her. And then I found out he was lying about his age, which was really crazy to me because he looked like he was in his 40s. So him lying about his age.
What was the age difference?
It was like 9 years.
What was the age difference based off of how he looked?
I'm trying to go to heaven. So at the end of the day, it's just...
I want to worry about somebody else in this instance. So.
Right? I'm like, you worry about the wrong thing. Worry about, like, he should be worrying about what skincare he needs to use, what food he should be eating. Then he wonders why he was not in a relationship. He was trying to break up other people's relationship. He talked so much mess about people every day. I'm like, you unhappy. He even switched states because he was trying to be fulfilled somewhere else. I'm like, your problems are still going to follow you.
I think people like that, they really just need to find a hobby that brings them joy and just think about the people who they have in their immediate network, like, are they surrounding themselves around the right people? Because a lot of times, if you're worried about this person, that person, you don't really have the right people who are around encouraging you to be your very best self and to really help you grow.
Maybe you are around people who do the same thing you do, or people cut you off because you was moving that way and they didn't want to be around it. I know someone who shared with me saying that they lost a lot of friends because they kept saying they was too mixy and too messy. He's like, oh, I don't want to be around that. You're always out in a certain type of field, always like whatever. And as I listen to you, all your conversations are about yourself, but it's about yourself being nosy about someone else. This person, I'm like, why do you care?
I can't really deal with mixy people.
Only thing I like mixed is a drink, and that's very rare. And also people. I don't mind people who are mixed. Let me throw that in there. For someone sit there and say emperors, no. It's just like, I get it. It's nothing wrong with gossiping with your people here and there. Like, we're talking about like those who really are hyper-focused on other people's lives and well-being as like you're the narrator of their story.
I think those people aren't really happy with themselves. They need to learn to be...
You think? I'm going to take a step. I know.
They need to learn to be happy in those moments of solitude and just really self-reflect. Like, journaling can really help with that.
They probably don't even know how to write. That's probably the biggest thing. They probably don't even know how to write.
I think go on YouTube, learn how to write, and then go back and begin to journal so that they can have a record of their self-reflections, and maybe that'll help them grow.
I think it's great advice, but it's going to go on deaf ears. Like, there's people who are going to go, okay, whatever. Like, they're saying anything. They're trying to be, like, there are people like that. Like, the good advice comes and they take a bat and they swing and knock it out the park and get a home run. That's just what it is, because some people don't want to face the music. And the music is a sad Mary J. Blige song from 1994. They don't want to face that. That's your life. People who are hyper-focused on their kids' lives, get your own life. You raise your kids. Life. Yeah, their adult kids' life. You're not an adult. I'm gonna be nosy. That's the only time I'm giving you a pass. When I have my kids, hey, what's that? Mama, what? I wish you would. Absolutely not. When you become an adult, I'm gonna care for you. Yes, I'm gonna know what's going on with your life. I'm not gonna be, okay, did you brush your teeth today? What? If you want to have stink breath, go right ahead. Just don't be around me with that.
If you're one of my grown kids, you can't have any stink breath.
Well, you get what I'm trying to say.
That's a reflection of me.
Look at you.
Worrying about myself.
No, you're not worried about this.
Worrying about myself.
No, seriously. Like, I see there are parents who are like really in the kids' lives, and I see it affect that kid's relationship when it's time for them to do something serious. Mm-hmm. And the parent be like, it's either them or me. What's wrong with you? What are you talking about? I'm always the first one in your life. Yeah, no, first person in my life is God, first of all, so you need to back up. But I've seen that happen. I've seen relationships get destroyed because of it. And the person chooses their parent. Nothing wrong with loving your mom and your dad or whoever raised you. It's nothing wrong with that. But for you to choose their happiness in your relationship over you is crazy to me. It's just it's toxic. I don't want to talk about it no more. It's toxic.
Well, let's move on to the part of the show where we worry about someone else for once.
You know what? That's true.
Yeah, so we have a viewer question. We know we love these.
Oh, yeah.
This is from B from Louisville.
You said B?
Yeah.
Ooh. Who's B?
B from Louisville. Or Louisville, however you pronounce it down there. Hi, I have been in a relationship with my partner for a little over 3 years. Our relationship is going well. He is supportive, caring, and doing well for himself. I overheard him a couple times about wedding ring while he's on the phone. Yeah, I eavesdrop and I'm not ashamed. The biggest issue I have is that I never met his family. I would understand if they lived in a different country, but they are just a couple states away. Every time I bring it up, there's either an excuse or an argument. My best friend and sister think he's hiding something, and I'm starting to believe he is as well. What should I do? Should I give him an ultimatum? What if he proposes?
You know, it's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
B, how are you?
We said viewer question, but you said questions.
Listen. We're going to answer the multitude of questions because, we care. That's a lot. Like, I need to know why. Like, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. Maybe his life with his family was something that's really, really bad and he had a bad upbringing and he's ashamed, or maybe he doesn't really have a family that he could count on. And since, she named a lot of great attributes that he has, he doesn't want her to be associated with that. But at the same time, she said she overheard him talk about marriage and rings and, go ahead and eavesdrop. Nothing wrong with that. I do it all the time too. You want to be able to trust that person. And if you did have a bad upbringing, you can let her know, like, listen, my upbringing wasn't great. I'm not close to my family. I have some things that I need to unpack, but at least give her something. You pushing it to the side and arguing is going to make her start being suspicious. And, you know, when you give someone that door to be suspicious, she might think you probably have another family going on. Who knows? Like, she might start thinking something crazy because you're just not being open and honest with her. It does seem like he's hiding something. 3 years is a long time for you not to meet anybody in their family. That's a long time.
I think she needs to really get down to the nitty gritty of why he doesn't want her to meet his family. Like, is he ashamed of them? Are they like an interracial couple? And maybe his family is racist. And he doesn't want her to have to go through that, but he needs to tell her that.
About that. That can be something.
They need to like really go, they should get premarital counseling anyway if they get engaged. And they just need to really just talk things through and like get down to why he doesn't want her to meet his family. Like, she's like, are you ashamed of me? Do you think your family's not going to accept me? Or are you hiding your family from me and because you're ashamed of them?
Right.
So like, what's going on? Well, that's all the time we have for today.
That's it.
Yeah. For everyone listening, thanks for hopping in today's combo. We are happy to say we are now dropping episodes every Tuesday now. So hit that subscribe button and stay locked in. Let's keep the vibe going. Follow us at Anxious Wild on social media and hit us up on anxiouswild.com for all the extras. If you need a dose of self-care to actually hit, sign up for The Selfish Edit, your go-to for affirmations, playlists, and powerful self-help tools that keep you grounded. If you have a dilemma or a wild question that needs to be unpacked, slide into our DMs or email us at hi@anxiouswild.com. That's the only place we'll worry about more than just ourselves.